Dzień dobry. Voices on, sound effects on, music on. Dzień dobry. Przepraszam Was bardzo za krótkie, niezauważalne w zasadzie, nie warto odnotowania spóźnienie. Źle sobie wyliczyłem czas potrzebny na obowiązki domowe, a jeszcze chciałem się zrobić na bóstwo. Wiecie jak to jest, na wizji trzeba wyglądać przyzwoicie, więc stało się jak stało. Niemniej witam Was w to niedzielne popołudnie. Kups robi 12 minut, on to lubi, tak, no można na nim polegać. Zapiszemy mu to na, nie wiem, na przyszły wtorek albo na następny czwartek, bo to pewno on będzie streamował. Możecie się powołać na tą rozmowę, on Wam odda to 12 minut. Także mamy to z głowy. Witam Was w niedzielne przygodówkowe popołudnie. Przypominam, że gramy dzisiaj w dalszym ciągu w Sherlocka Holmesa, The Case of the Rose Tattoo. To już chyba nasze 5. spotkanie z tą konkretną przygodówką. Myślę, że przy odrobinie szczęścia, nie wierzę, że dzisiaj, chociaż może, ale wydaje mi się, że będziemy potrzebowali jeszcze jednego odcinka, co sprawi, że zamkniemy się na 6. Czyli w kategoriach przygodówek to raczej taka większa, raczej taka dłuższa, bo zwykle wystarczają nam 4 odcinki. Patrzeć, czy nie Discord albo Black Dahlia. Prowadzimy śledztwo w sprawie po pierwsze ataku na klub dżentelmenów, w którym ucierpiał brat Sherlocka, a po drugie okazało się, że ta sama kwestia związana jest z większą sprawą i śledztwem w zakresie tajnej formuły na materiały, na jakieś ładunki wybuchowe, jakąś mieszankę, przepis, o którym wie kilka osób wysoko postawionych w państwie. No i ktoś na pewno maczał palce w tym zamachu. Może po to, żeby zmniejszyć liczbę zainteresowanych. A skoro najwyższe osoby w państwie, to ufam, że następnym przystankiem powinno być Ministerstwo Obrony, bo to zdaje się odblokowało na mapie ostatnim razem, ale to zaraz sprawdzimy, jak wyjdziemy na zewnątrz.
Come along, Watson. The game's afoot.
Quite so, Holmes.
Quite so. Jakie wymagania ma ta gra? Bo nie wiem, czy mi pójdzie. Każdy komputer lepszy od tego wyprodukowanego w roku, w którym ta gra miała premierę. Scanvi chyba nie dokłada od siebie żadnych więcej wymagań. Podejrzewam, że jeżeli masz komputer nowszy niż 10 lat, to nie będzie z tym najmniejszego problemu. Możemy od razu zapytać Wigginsa, czy coś się dzieje. Nie, Wiggins nic, Rigby również nic. Dobra, czy my już chodzimy szybciej? Tak, mamy włączony ten szybszy tryb. Dobra, teraz tak po kolei tu byliśmy, Father's Club, Haberdashery, Baths, Ministry of Defense, tak, to tu pójdziemy. Lady Lockridge, to u niej byliśmy ostatnim razem. Fanshaw's Pile, nie pamiętam co to było. Tu mogliśmy nie być, albo tu, nie, to tutaj mieszka ten rybak, w sensie ten, który pracuje na Tamizie. Tak. Prawda, ja kiedyś Scanvi odpalałem na na Nokii komunikatorze 10 albo 15 lat temu i grałem w gry LucasArtsa, więc to się na pewno da. Dobra, tradycyjnie obejrzyjmy wszystko. Curie Clerk. O, climb. Ciekawe, czy zwróci nam uwagę. O nie, można się. Okej, super. Scanvi ma na wiele platform, ale tak, między innymi na PSP. No dobra. Da się otworzyć? Swollen or painted shut. Czyli przez lata nabrało wody, to pewno drewniane i spuchło. Jest zaklinowane albo zamalowane 5. warstwą farby. No dobra, to chyba zostaje na tym jego biurku coś szczególnego jest? Nie, no to zostaje nam chyba tylko rozmowa z nim.
I'd like a word with Mr. Whitney. Can you help?
I don't keep a social calendar, Mr. Holmes. Only the Queen's business is conducted here. You can't
Bierze
remain.
to Holmes.
Do you know where I might find him?
For Chairman Holmes' sake, I'll tell you that Whitney's probably wasting away in his bath. Now please leave.
Ale w łaźniach byliśmy. Czy to był ten, którego terroryzowaliśmy w łaźniach? Zobaczmy, czy tu dalej
If you take another step into the room, you'll be charged with criminal trespass and jailed.
Dobra. Fanshow to był chyba ten, który był w... czyli tu jest Fanshow, to może być on? Zajrzyjmy jeszcze na łaźnię, czy on tam siedzi wciąż. Znaczy on tu może... tu nie można było tak łatwo wejść. Tutaj musieliśmy trafić tam za...
Lady Fanshawe, I am Sherlock Holmes, and this is my friend and colleague, Dr. Watson.
Was I expecting you? Where's that butler? Are you the workman I ordered? I have some fascinating ideas for this foyer.
No nie, to nie my jesteśmy tą ekipą remontową. Foyer. Apollo, Fresko. W greckim stylu widzę ma foyer. No dobra, pogadajmy z nią.
We'd like to speak with Sir Avery, please. Is he available?
I'm not his man Friday. I imagine he's roaming somewhere with Hodgkins. Who knows? He tried to ask a lady questions she doesn't know the answers to. Ask me something I know.
That might be difficult.
It's most aggravating. You're certain you haven't come from that charming Sloane Street gallery? I have more brilliant ideas for improving the foyer.
Słabo się wycięła Słabo się wycięła na blue screenie, prześwituje na krawędziach czerwonego i na jej włosach.
If I may ask, why have you painted the architecture and statuary?
Marble is so drab, don't you think?
Teraz
No
zauważyłem,
light to
faktycznie
it.
ona rzeźby kazała
My
pomalować.
advisor says it's traditional. The Romans painted everything. Or was it the Japanese? Oh, it doesn't matter, I suppose. People from a long time ago.
No, ona ewidentnie nie ma gustu. Coś jeszcze? Może Watson? Są some associations here, Watson, you call it the case of serrated scalpel? To była chyba pierwsza część gry.
Some sad associations here, Watson. You called it the case of the serrated scalpel, I believe.
Yes, a heart-wrenching business. But in the end, a job well done. The Brumwells are all deceased. I wonder if the staff stayed on.
I doubt it. They were lifetime retainers to the family. The Brumwell butler was a trial. Pettigrew, wasn't it?
Pettigrew by name, petulant by nature.
Fine conceit, Doctor. And even better if he's still about. What impression have you formed of the lady's taste, Watson?
She has none. Even the lovely things have been ruined by her excesses. Beauty is wasted on such people.
Agree.
May I speak with Pettigrew, please?
Pettigrew receives callers on his own time. Sunday afternoons. Use the servants' entrance. Was there something else?
Lao Kun in colour seems a crude development.
Poor aesthetic judgment aside, the placement of a scale model of this masterpiece in a private foyer is wretchedly excessive.
Watson, please give me your sense of Lady Fanshawe.
She is what I believe the Americans call dizzy.
Well said, whatever it means.
It means confused, flighty, and credulous in the extreme.
That suggests a line of attack.
Okej, coś jeszcze mam do powiedzenia. Czyli raz z nią, raz z nim i pojawiają się nowe informacje, czyli Watson coś jednak podpowiada i trochę nam pomaga w tym świecie.
Lady Fanshawe, I must speak with Pettigrew to make delivery arrangements.
You are from that art gallery. I knew it. Oh, I so love a surprise.
This will be a rather large one.
What is it? What is it? Oh, Avery's such a dear. I won't tell him you told.
I mustn't, Lady Fanshawe. I've said too much already. The sooner I speak to Pettigrew, the sooner I can deliver.
Pettigrew, come this instant. Au revoir, gentlemen. I won't say goodbye. Pettigrew!
Piękna dama. O wow.
Do you remember us, Pettigrew?
Try as I might to forget, Mr. Holmes, I do.
Your manners were perhaps lost in the effort. Never mind. Let's avoid a bad start. Is Sir Avery available?
No, lucky man is rarely about when Lady Fanshawe is, and she's always here.
Is Lady Fanshawe likely to know Sir Avery's whereabouts?
Milady knows very little about anything. In between bouts of redecorating, she entertains the beau monde and makes unreasonable demands on the staff.
But perhaps she pays well?
In truth, she is mean and bloody-minded, and I'm this close to giving notice. Was there something you wanted beyond below stairs, gossip?
Wrażenie, że my szukamy tego Fanshawe'a, którego już wcześniej przesłuchaliśmy w łaźniach, no ale wyczerpmy wszystkie wątki, chyba że mylę teraz nazwiska.
Where does Sir Avery spend his time? Away from the ministry?
I don't know. If that's all, you may leave a card if you wish.
My business is urgent, Pettigrew. One of his colleagues has died horribly.
Death seems to follow you about, Mr. Holmes. A combination of occupational hazard and bad luck, I imagine.
Have your joke, Pettigrew. I'm not the one wearing the clown suit. Please don't allow personal enmity to color your judgment. I need your help.
Helping you, Mr. Holmes, rarely helps me. Have you noticed?
I purposefully kept your name from the Brumwell debacle. I don't say you were an accomplice, but Lestrade believed you had guilty knowledge of your employer's scheme. Do not repay me with animosity. You owe me none.
The sting of Lord Bramwell's demise is still fresh, I apologize. When Sir Avery is not at what he calls his work, he can usually be found snoozing at the Diogenes Club or feeding the birds in St. James Park.
No tak, klubu już nie ma, bo wybuchł, więc pewno jest w parku.
Sir Avery is very old to be out alone. Is his attendant called Hodgkins?
Hodgkins is Sir Avery's body servant. Very intimidating party, very dear to the old gentleman. And the feeling is mutual.
Of course. I recall him now. The scourge of the Crimea.
The same. Still wears his campaign badges and hat. Honors and protects them like his patron. Recently disassembled a man in the Aldersgate Underground for having the temerity to ask Sir Avery the time of day.
A cautionary tale, thank you.
Wszystko? Pettigrew? Watson, coś masz do dodania? Nie. To możemy spadać. Powinien być teraz St. James Park. Tam, gdzie on karmi ptaki. Jest. Jednak na koniec XIX wieku ludzie wiedzieli, jak się dobrze bawić, nie? Zrobimy sobie save od razu. Wyjrzyjmy wszystko. Okay. A jest ten zwyczaj darowania, czy też finansowania ławek, tak? Ław parkowych. Wygląda, jakby w tle było faktyczne zdjęcie. Poszli na łatwiznę. Dosłownie na łatwiznę oczywiście. Hurdy-gurdy. Jest małpa. Tak. No dobra, to chyba pogadamy z nim.
Hello, Birdie. Business brisk?
Not so as you noticed, Mr. Holmes. After government's passed by and trade still stinks, I wager not much of the Queen's work got done today.
I'm sure you're right. Fred in fine form?
As always, more than once I wished I had his disposition.
Have you spoken with Sir Avery Fanshawe recently?
Oh, not in 20 years. He's across the way now at his usual spot. Old fool thinks I ridiculed him. I told him his mixture was too rich for songbirds. Took it as a personal affront. He attracts only pigeons and blames me for it.
There's no reasoning with a man whose passion is thwarted.
Is that the voice of sadder but wiser experience, Watson? Never mind. You're spot on, and it gives me an idea. Let's feed the birds.
Okej.
Give me a mix to draw the best warblers, Mr. Hayward.
For sixpence, Mr. Holmes, I'll guarantee an exaltation of larks.
No dobra, ale ten Fanshawe gdzieś siedzi. To the city, to the windows. Gdzie się przechodzi nad to jezioro? W sensie nad ten stawik, gdzie siedzi ten Fanshawe. St. James Park. No nie widzę tutaj innej lokalizacji, gdzie Czyli stamtąd się jakoś musi przechodzić. Chyba, że się ekran przesuwa w prawo. Nie. No mamy. No jak się idzie na ten staw? Halo? Nie do City. O! Super. A Watson od razu usiadł. Look at water. O! Hodgkins i Sir Avery Fanshawe. Ciekawe, co jest KG. Okej, coś jeszcze do obejrzenia? Bez. Można wystraszyć, ale tak nie będziemy robić.
Might I have a word with Sir Avery?
If you're tired of this life, you can try. Be a good lad and push off.
I'll only take a moment.
If you don't want it to be your last, don't linger. Move on now.
Wow. To jest jego ochroniarz, rozumiem.
Your dedication to Sir Avery does you credit, but I have official business to discuss.
I'll say this once, slowly. Leave now, and nobody gets hurt. Stay and you're for the water or worse.
Okej. Watson, jakiś musimy wymyślić fortel.
They make an unusual pair, do they not, Watson?
If the Queen's retainers are as vigilant as Mr. Hodgkins, she is well served. A poet could describe their relationship better than a policeman.
You recognize something in yourself, Doctor. Devotion to a chosen duty.
Thank you, Holmes.
As advertised, Hodgkins is a menacing brute, and Sir Avery was oblivious.
I hope recent demands have not exhausted your imagination and left us bereft of the means for dealing with him short of force.
Efforts to overpower him would be futile, Watson,
Cześć, Lopez.
but I'm not prepared for failure. I need to capture Sir Avery's interest another way. I believe Hodgkins has the wherewithal to deliver on his threats.
Agreed. And I have no desire to test a contrary hypothesis. You'll have to fabricate a more subtle approach to Sir Avery.
Perhaps I can distract Hodgkins by dividing his devotion in disparate directions.
Sometimes your speech is perfectly opaque, Holmes. I hope your thought is less murky.
Remember what Pettigrew said about the campaign cap? With assistance from more nimble fingers, I might borrow it. What civil servant or city man wouldn't prefer these surroundings to his office?
None with a modicum of sense and the intelligence to use it.
Dobra, to może ukradniemy mu ptaki i się zdenerwuje, co? Ponoć kupiliśmy najlepszą karmę dla ptaków.
Your efforts are angering the old boy.
Bardzo dobrze. Okej. Co nam to dało? Możemy nakarmić jeszcze raz? Nie. Nic więcej. Może teraz będzie chciał gadać? Nie. A tak po prostu do niego, gdybyśmy zagadali.
Get away from here now!
Now! Dobra. Nie mogę ich wystraszyć już. Nakarmić też nie. Dobra, zapytamy tego Birdiego. On wydaje się być specjalistą od ptaków.
Does Fred take instruction, Birdie?
If you mean will he do on command what he does by nature, the answer is sometimes.
I need to talk to Sir Avery. Might Fred create a diversion to occupy Hodgkins?
Not a problem.
Brilliant. I'm told the old warhorse is very fond of his campaign cap. Might Fred lift it and take him on a romp through the park?
Perfect. But he's only part of your problem. His absence is no guarantee that Fanshawe will talk. He's attuned to birds, not people.
No to użyjemy wtedy naszej karmy, żeby znowu zawołać ptaki. Nas polubi ten show. Ciekawe, czy to prawdziwa małpa, czy animowana, w sensie rysowana ręcznie. Dobra, teraz spróbujmy.
Sir Avery, my name is Holmes. My brother is Mycroft.
Your family connections do not interest me, young man. How are you drawing those lovely birds? What are you feeding them?
My personal mixture.
Probably infused with some irresistible avian narcotic. Where might a fella get some?
Proszę cię bardzo. Przyleciały? Tak. To teraz.
Mycroft was injured in the incident that leveled the Diogenes Club.
Your Holmes' brother, are you?
Cześć,
Why
Misza.
didn't you say so? He'll recover. Explosions are damned nuisance. Where's a fella supposed to get his grub?
I have some questions about the termination of the investigation into the stolen formula.
Blasted
Panie, mówi do niego jak do niesłyszącego.
Boring. Stolen formula.
Jak do emeryta.
Penny. Things disappear from that room all the time and reappear. Even if it was stolen, who cares? Talk of technical advantages, militarist nonsense. I've learned that much in my life. People don't matter. Committee is useless. I'm an old man. I don't have unlimited time. Cuts into my park visits.
Is that why you voted to terminate the investigation?
And what if it was? These birds depend on me, and me on them, I suppose. I've seen these special hearings come to nothing 100 times.
You could be wrong this once?
Ubił śledztwo, bo nie chciał spędzać czasu w komisjach. Powoli karmić ptaki.
Do you recall who initiated the demand to terminate the investigation?
Silverbridge, I think, or Lawton. I just joined the pro group and saw no evidence for theft. Holmes' nose was out of joint over the decision, very upset. But stand him to a large brandy at the club, smooth things over. If there was a club.
Okej, czyli to może być tytuł jakiś. Tytuł Night of the Gather. Okej, fajne. Nie wiedziałem o tym.
Would it surprise you to learn that Thomas Pratt has been murdered?
Among the defects of old age is that one loses the capacity to be surprised. Do you know why he was killed?
I believe he was materially involved in the formula's disappearance.
Really? He could be right, I suppose. Might have taken it.
I'm sorry for him. He was a closed book. Sort of a chap with secrets. He lost his family young, lost his friends later, and now he's lost his life. And for what? Perhaps I've lived too long, Mr. Holmes. The world has grown strange and hard and passed me by.
Sir Avery, where might I find the reading room charm, Mrs. Ratchet?
Why bother her?
Just tying up some loose ends.
Wonderful woman, reliable, pleasant, been in the ministry forever. A little pink, I'm told, if I'm mattered. She lives just east of Spitalfields Market. Don't know the address, appalling place. Hodgkins and I saw her home one night. Most distressing. If you find her, she's likely to be closed-mouthed. You might use my name.
O, i miło się kończy ta konwersacja.
I wish Mycroft had annotated his summary. I don't believe Fanshawe is involved.
That's a guess, surely. Mycroft suspected all committee members.
No, I don't believe he ever thought all members were materially involved. He implied they must all be suspects until they could be eliminated from suspicion. By observation, I have eliminated Fanshawe. He has mostly retreated to a world of his own devising, and is incurious about any other. It is not an unattractive world.
Remember your Plato. Socrates says the unexamined life is not worth living.
Plato was a younger, less experienced man than Sir Avery, as was Socrates for that matter, and neither of them knew Lady Fanshawe.
Cięta riposta. Dobra, save. Czy on nas skierował do jakiejś kobiety? Teraz zobaczymy, czy ta lokacja się pojawiła na mapie. Może tu od razu? Nie. To trzeba do St. James Park. Spitalfields, okej, tego nie było na pewno, ale on mówił o Silver Bridge. To tam tutaj próbowaliśmy raz wejść, ale lokaj nas nie wpuścił. To było to miejsce, gdzie zabawki były rozrzucone. To może teraz będziemy mogli coś zrobić.
Hepplethwaite, I must see Silverbridge. Immediately.
What do you imagine has changed since you were last denied your wish?
Certainly not your impertinence, but as you are his keeper, I'll tell you. The probable thief of a ministry document has been brutally murdered. Silverbridge instigated the move to terminate an official investigation into the theft. You may draw your own inferences. I have drawn mine. He may speak to me now, or to Inspector Lestrade later. Announce us now, or I will bring the entire investigative apparatus of Scotland Yard and the Ministry of Defence to bear on this house.
Your reputation for subtlety is undeserved, Mr. Holmes. I'll take you in.
O, ile do oglądania. Dzień dobry, co masz tutaj w słoiku? Smelling salts, okej. Peruse. Okej. No, Fort z krzeseł. No. Dobry fort. Kto nie budował fortu z krzeseł? No, czy to jest już wszystko tutaj obejrzane?
Pepperthwaite, what's going on? Is he very ill?
He'll come round. Be patient for a moment. The potion usually works unless he's been abusing it.
Does this happen frequently?
He's been frail since his wife's death. Occasionally physical consequences manifest themselves.
Okej, czyli on jest chory.
Did you say Holmes?
Yes, sir. Mr. Sherlock Holmes, I believe.
Czyli on jest nie swój.
Doesn't the child have his own room?
Of course, but he spends most of his time in here with his father. His effects are always available. I'm under instructions not to tidy.
Spróbujmy z nim pogadać.
You do not look well, Mr. Silverbridge.
Forgive my not rising. Unsteady on my pegs of late.
My news will not improve your condition. Thomas Pratt has been brutally murdered.
Oh, how dreadful. Why was he killed?
The motive is unclear, but he was certainly involved in the formula's disappearance from the ministry.
Po co te sole? Żeby się ożywić. W sensie jak był padnięty, nie wiem.
My brother will expect your support. Will you assist him?
W tym samym celu, w którym energetyka pijesz.
Oh my heavens,
Tak strzelam. O! Dajmy mu solę. No, proszę.
Oh, yes, thank you.
Już jest swój. Tak zwane sole trzeźwiące. Tak jest.
Did you know Pratt well?
No, seemed a civil chap. A little dissipated. There were rumours. What happened?
He was shot and discarded in the Thames, like a sewer rat.
If he was the thief, I should think the matter of the document's disappearance is closed.
Hardly. We should all want to know why he stole it, and for whom. Your committee will be especially interested in what he did with it, and my brother will want to know why the initial inquiry was abandoned. I assure you, questions will be raised.
You'll have to excuse me, gentlemen. I'm not feeling well.
Why did you move to terminate the investigation into the theft?
In the end, it was unanimous accepting Mycroft. The document was deemed insignificant, all things considered.
Flapdoodle. Others may have calculated the political consequences should the disappearance be exposed, but not you, I think. Was your vote coerced?
What an asinine question, of course not. I'm my own man on all issues.
What I see around me refutes that contention.
My domestic arrangements are no concern of yours.
Wrong, Mr. Silverbridge. Whatever motivates you concerns me. I believe you were coerced, and I will ferret out the truth, the consequences be damned. That's your son's portrait, isn't it? Handsome lad. Where is he now?
Virgil is at school, at Marrowbone in Windsor. He's a day pupil.
He looks a clever boy. Must take after his mother. I believe I'll call on him.
Mr. Holmes, please don't. I beg you. Stop. You don't know what you're doing. I must not assist. But please.
Watson, czy ty poznajesz, na co on choruje?
What is your diagnosis, doctor? His coloration is discouraging. Is he in danger?
I think not. His pulse is weak but regular. He's fainted. The convulsions are not serious.
Why should the news of Pratt affect him so?
Pratt was not your only subject, but there is no necessary cause and effect. He may have a feeble constitution. In any case, he should revive momentarily.
Dziękuję, doktorze.
The boy favors his mother's physical features.
Fortunate boy.
More than a little spoiled, I suspect, and motherless for some time.
You go too far, Holmes. You saw her picture in the hall.
But I didn't see her, nor evidence of her, nor of any woman for that matter. Can you rouse him, Watson?
The man is under duress, Holmes. Surely you must see that. Some strain is tearing him apart.
I do see it, Doctor. And I should be very surprised were his son not the cause of it. His house is given over to the boy. His thoughts may be similarly situated.
Completely speculative, Holmes.
though I'm sure you could defend it if pressed.
How shall we use the opportunity presented by his incapacity?
Search for clues by all means. Something is going on here.
Też tak uważam.
Do you have a recommendation, Doctor?
I'm stymied, Holmes. Must we reconnoiter?
Perhaps. His behavior is more than strange. We must find the cause of it. What do you perceive, Doctor? Is it not a peculiar room?
There is no explanation that would prevent me from calling it odd. The mix of adult and child effects is unique.
I like the idea of it. I hope it is a sign of things to come. Father never allowed Mycroft and me in his study.
Co tu jeszcze? O! Co to jest? Inscription. Ktoś coś wydziergał na tym biurku?
Applethwaite, where is Virgil Silverbridge?
I saw him off to school on a Windsor train.
His father believes the boy is in danger. You suspect the same, or you're dimmer than I think.
The master's worried sick, Mr. Holmes, as you've seen, and he's frightening me. He's eaten nothing. The fainting is worse than when his missus passed away. It must have to do with Virgil.
Może coś złego się dzieje z tym synem. Niby jest w szkole,
What's
ale...
different? When did he change?
He brought home a letter yesterday on pink paper. I saw it when I lighted the fire. He did not confide its contents to me, but he has been closeted away since then. Hasn't left the room. He falls apart in private.
His jacket has no pockets, and there is no paper on his desk. Do you know where the letter is now?
I never saw it out of his hand. He may have burned it.
I don't believe
MK nie mają
Silverbridge
większego
is
znaczenia.
but
A
given
czy
his
w sensie
condition, I
przekonałem
don't
się
think
o tym, że czytasz je po to, żeby
it
pojawiały się
exists,
nowe
let alone divulge its contents.
opcje
Must
dialogowe.
have that letter,
Rzucam
Watson.
okiem i wyłapuję kilka wyrazów, ale nie ma to takiego znaczenia. O, teraz można go egzaminąć, w sensie obejrzeć. Okay. Co tu jeszcze jest? Inwentory. Na czym chcemy to rabnąć? Na tym, co wyryte?
What is it, Holmes?
It's an opening move, Watson. PQ4, PQB4,
Szachy.
NQB3, PK4. It's a variation on the famous Queen's Gambit. Probably saw his father make the move. But why write it down?
Tutaj są szachy. Może. Lepsze szachy niż darty? Nie wiem, w jednej w drugiej nie potrafię grać, więc jak się okaże, że coś trzeba robić. No, na szczęście sam to robi. Co się otworzyło? To jest ten list, który przyniósł do domu.
Note the Windsor postmark, the lip gloss on the adhesive, and stationer's watermark.
If your committee's investigation continues or the police learn of this note, Virgil's temporary absence will become permanent.
Porwany, czyli
Compliance
dzieciak.
will ensure his safe return in a few days' time.
Okej. Doktorze, pan nic na to. Lokaju, pan nic na to. Dobra, to obudźmy jeszcze tego na moment. Halo? Proszę pana.
Oh, yes, thank you, I think.
Thank you, I think.
The note is genuine, isn't it? He is missing.
Cześć, amator.
Yes, when the headmaster reported Virgil's absence, I had already received the note. I said the boy was ill.
Kidnapping is an atrocious crime, and extortion is as bad. But there is more at stake here than your son's well-being.
Virgil is my heir and only child. I could not jeopardize his safety for the sake of a classified document.
You may have jeopardized the security of your country.
To my everlasting shame, I fear you are right. It was a difficult choice, Mr. Holmes. Pray you never have to make it.
I will not judge you, sir. This crime is a strand in a tortuously tangled knot of theft, murder, and conspiracy. Despite the note's warning, I must try to unravel this snarl of deception and perfidy. You are wrong to assume the kidnapper's goodwill. Virgil is temporarily useful to them. When he ceases to be, who knows what will happen? One does not trust the word of extortionists. He must be urgently found.
My hopes and Virgil's too rest with you, Mr. Holmes.
Can you spare a picture of the boy?
Of course.
Ale
He's
byle
bigger
jakiego,
now.
czy
His
syna?
hair has lost most of its lovely red.
And what about something that is particularly his?
Take anything.
Is there any more you can tell us, Mr. Silverbridge?
I'm afraid not. I have expended all my energy trying and failing to justify my culpable silence. I may have harmed my country and done nothing for my boy.
Lose that thought, sir. Conserve your strength for the struggle to come.
Okej, czy mamy zabrać zdjęcie? To? Nie. Dobra. Dobra, teraz jakąś jego zabawkę, tak? Tego nie można podnieść. O. No, to chyba tyle.
We're for Windsor, Doctor. Any pertinent ideas?
None you haven't considered. Shall we renew our acquaintance with a certain redoubtable hound?
You know my methods. Use the best tool for the job. If your hair is on fire, don't try to put it out with a hammer.
Do you know who holds the boy?
Not at all. But I do know that a woman with dubious taste in cosmetics sealed the ransom note. I presume she posted it. It is likewise clear that she did not write the note.
Clear to you, perhaps. A professional opinion would not be amiss.
Trail. Nie, nie można zabrać. Blanki. O, blanki można zabrać. Dobrze się bawisz, Watson? Hope. Nie, Hub byłby za duży do noszenia. A co to? Okej, miętówki. To się może przydać. Nie wiem do czego, ale miętówkę zawsze lepiej mieć niż nie mieć. Nic więcej? No dobra. Piątki. Okej. Piętówki. Okej. Nic. Nic. No to możemy spadać stąd. Ale najpierw save'a oczywiście. Nie. No dobra. Dobra, tutaj nie byliśmy. Old Sherman's Animal Emporium. Oni rozmawiali o tym, o jakimś psie. Dobra, to wejdźmy tutaj. Old Dog. Old Dog to może być Old Sherman. Może być tym Old Dogiem. Ale czemu Animal Emporium? No tu będzie chyba do oglądania kilka rzeczy. Pigeon. Co to jest? Co to jest crate? Dźwięki są super, Misza. Biscuits. Small cage. Cobra. O, cobra. Maka. Sowa. Iron Stone. Okay. Taxidermy, okej, czyli to jest ten taxidermistą jest, tak? No ładnie tutaj, podoba mi się tutaj.
My compliments, Sherman. I hope we find you well.
Blast you, Sherlock! You've interrupted a perfectly good nap. What do you want?
Common courtesy would make for a pleasant change.
That commodity's in shorter supply than usual. What's your business?
We'd like to borrow Toby.
Added a question.
Must we guess the reason for your foul humor?
And you've the brass to call yourself a detective?
Your rheumatism is acting up, I see, and you've been sleeping poorly.
True. But I'm more than 10. Common elements at my age.
Then, of course, your canine companion is not on the premises.
Perhaps you're not as slow-witted as you look.
No, czy on faktycznie ma jakiegoś
Would you
psa,
like a
za
fresh
którym
cuppa,
oni
Sherman?
nie
Do you
przepadają.
think Toby can be had for a cup of tea? The scheme's unworthy of you, lad.
I won't insult your intelligence, Sherman. Don't insult mine. If you're beyond recognizing a civil gesture, we can leave.
If I impute a polluted motive to your actions, Sherlock, I'm sorry.
Apology accepted, old friend.
Recall that I said if.
We have need of your treasure's skill.
Everybody wants Toby. I wonder I'm still in business. Well, you can't have him. He's abandoned me, fickle beast. Dallying out west with his lady friend, I'll wager. A slinky Afghan. The dot has to run at St. James Park.
You haven't hidden him or let him out to others, have you?
You know I'd lend him if I could. What have I denied you?
Czyli ten pies mu uciekł, tak?
Sherman, have you ever considered ventilating these premises?
Nothing worse for man or beast than a chill wind. Besides, the scent of the neighborhood is not what you might call savory.
Okej. Dobra. To ten pies mu uciekł do parku, to... Gdzie jest ten park? No i jest Toby. Boy?
Hello, young man. May I pet your dog?
You probably shouldn't. He's not vicious, but he doesn't seem to like it. Petting, that is.
Zaryzykujmy. Można zgłosić do tego konta twitterowego, który śledzi, czy można petować psa. Można.
I think I recognize your dog. His name is Toby.
No, my dog's name is Rex. He stays right by me.
I'm sure he likes you very well. But he belongs to an old man who misses him.
Then he shouldn't let Rex run untended. Find his keepers. I'll take better care of him. He's my friend. I'm keeping him, no matter what Aunt Agatha says.
Oddawaj psa, gówniarzu, no. Czym ja się musiał z nim targować o tego psa teraz.
Will you come, Toby?
There is something better than human in him.
Tak mi się wydaje,
He
amator, że
wishes
to
to follow you,
ktoś dorosły
but he
udaje
will not
chłopca.
abandon the boy without his blessing.
Spolt brat, tak. Birdie, pomożesz nam?
Birdie, what do you know of the little fellow on the bench?
Master St. John Hart. He's often here, lives with relations across the way. Just took up with that pooch.
You know the dog?
I've seen him before. Look how he sits so quiet. Seems to understand the boy needs his company.
He wouldn't mistreat the animal.
Never. Always kind to Fred and keen. Knows all about his simian ancestors. I've been tempted to lend him out. Boy's always alone, pa's in India. He could use a friend.
The park's best season is a closely argued issue. Do you have an opinion?
It's a sterile question to me, Holmes. Weather cannot affect the park's true beauty or its inestimable value.
This could be difficult, Watson. Why is the boy so taken with Toby?
He may be lonesome. Perhaps he is hungry for companionship.
Who is not? When Don said, no man is an island, he included women and children.
Łaskawca. Dobra, gówniarzu, oddawaj psa.
Listen, lad, I need to borrow Toby. May I do that?
I couldn't give up Rex.
But I need him to find another boy who's lost. He might be in great danger.
Well, I'm sorry for him, but Rex is my friend.
Perhaps we could arrange for a reward, a finder's fee. Would you like that?
I don't want money. I want a friend.
Słuchaj, gówniarzu. Dobra, to zgłośmy temu dziadu teksydermiście, że piesek jest, że tak powiem, wypożyczony.
Sherman, a young boy is caring for Toby. I'd like to reward him for his trouble.
You're on your own up there, Sherlock. I'm about funds.
He's not looking for money. Another pet might serve. Might I purchase one for him?
A business transaction? That's novel. No, it'd be like selling one of my children. I might give one away, but not badger.
The stoat, then, or your Indian companion?
Ah, the mongoose. Yes, I would part with him, if I could find him. The little bird has disappeared again. He's a clever beast, like all of his species.
Czyli mangustę jeszcze gdzieś ma. No i co mamy z tobą? Co mamy z tobą zrobić? Można mu te ciastka zabrać? Można. Które z was to mangusta? To? Okej, czyli mangusta jest w zegarze, ale co nam to pomaga?
Here's the rascal, taking a kip in your clock.
Excellent. I suppose he had a cuckoo for a snack. Naughty goose. Still, he'll make a nice pet for the boy.
Okej, to było łatwe.
The lost has been found, Sherman. Might I make the transaction and use Toby?
You have a mission, I suppose. And something for him to follow.
Absolutely. He should be invaluable.
Well, put him on a set. And mind, you bring it back in good condition.
Oczywiście. Tu przez pomyłkę kliknąłem. Swoją drogą to haberdashery to tylko jedna scenka tu się rozgrywała. Także szanuję, że przygotowują dedykowane te lokacje pod jedną raptem scenkę, nie? Słuchaj, gówniarzu.
We've brought a new companion for you, Master Hark.
What is it? Tell, please. What is it?
An Indian mongoose.
Lovely. He'll be easy to hide in my room.
Treat him well, won't you?
I will. I promise. I can keep him.
Of course. May we take Toby, Rex?
If you can get him to go with you. I hope he finds what you're looking for. Bye, Rex.
Taki był zakochany w tym psie, że jego kolega i nigdy nie odda. I co? I mamy pieska. Dobra, co my zrobimy z tym Tobim? A, wzięliśmy ten Blanki, czyli ten kocyk tego dzieciaka.
Bring the hound, Watson. We're off to Windsor. I hope the trail is not too cold. We've scoured the town without success. Ideas?
My powers of invention have been depleted, Holmes. We've visited every public hostelry and residential hotel. I've run out of pretext for inquiring about the lad. But let's presume that Toby had a reason for coming this way.
I'm a bit disappointed in the old boy. In fairness, he didn't have a lot to go on. The lad might not even be in Windsor.
I believe the hound is not played out yet, and so do you.
Faktycznie nic tu nie ma. Piesku. Speak boy. Łe, nie ma nagranych dialogów dla Tobiego. Co, poszedł sobie?
Have you recently seen a boy in a marrow-bone uniform? His dark hair may still show some red.
Me brothers are redheads, but they never went to school.
I rather meant a customer. He was probably accompanied by a woman.
No, sir, I've seen no such couple.
Have you sold any peppermints recently?
Funny you should ask. A lady bought £2 worth just today. She usually buys toffee, got a real sweet tooth she has.
You know where she lives?
Can't say. She comes from that way.
Thank you, lad, for your trouble.
Okej, dobra. Watson, co ty na to?
The stationery shop comes honestly by its name.
I noted that it derived from more than its position on the eponymous street. Very nice.
Z którą stroną pokazał? Że stąd czy stąd? Z lewej czy z prawej?
I wonder why there are so few people about.
The residents are shy or unsociable. Fear of violence, a holy day, inclement weather predicted. Shall I continue to speculate?
It's no matter. What would we ask? Seen a woman and an unwilling boy? Have the constabulary on our heads to no purpose and put the boy at risk? Saints preserve us from the ennui of suburban life, Watson.
You were meant for the city, Holmes, but a certain quiet would suit me now.
Dobra, wróćmy do tego biura.
I apologize for interrupting your labor. Might I have a moment?
If you're quick about it.
Fajne, wszystkie damskie głosy w tej grze są bardzo skrzekliwe.
I apologize for interrupting your labor. Might I have a moment?
If you're quick about it.
Czy my coś mamy do pokazania jej? SMS, permission, scopes. Chyba że ta notatka stationery to jest kasy, że to tutaj produkują te ozdobny papier, koperty, tak? Czy ja źle? To może będzie w stanie mi powiedzieć.
Do you recognize this stationery?
Of course. That paper's pink or sky blue. It's very popular. It's highly affordable, and the scent is refined, and the castle watermark gives it a certain cachet.
Then you couldn't say who might have purchased it.
Not a chance. We sell several boxes each week.
I know it's unusual, but could I ask you to smell the letter?
The scent has been adulterated. I should say overwhelmed by some very common toilet water.
Does the smell recall any particular customer to mind?
No. That smell sends me running for my handkerchief. Good day.
Okej, czyli ta kobieta pewno kupuje tutaj tą papeterię, ale zapach we własnym zakresie dodała do tego. Ona gdzieś tutaj mieszka, ale skoro jest zapach, to Tobi powąchaj to. Gdzieś poszedł w szarżu. Okej, dobra. O, robi się poważnie. Może nakryjemy porywaczy. A to się po prostu okaże, że matka go zabrała i go trzyma pod kluczem. Jak się nazywają te porwania, których dokonują rodzice? W sensie jeden rodzic wbrew wiedzy, intencji drugiego rodzica. One mają swoją nazwę. Watson, co ty na to?
Toby's marked a private home. I thought as much. We're in luck.
Panie przez ich rodziców. Nie, one mają jakieś nazwy. Jest nazwa na to.
I wonder why there are so few people about.
The residents are shy or unsociable. Fear of violence. A holy day. Inclement weather predicted. Shall I continue to speculate?
It's no matter. What would we ask? Seen a woman and an unwilling boy. Have the constabulary.
To już pytaliśmy.
Suburban.
No need to wear it not.
There's a small person lying on the settee, Watson. I see a sprig of chestnut hair.
I never doubted, Toby. Let's find our way in. Discretion is essential.
Okej, czyli można osobno zamek obejrzeć, więc wnoszę, że coś można z tym zrobić. O, jeszcze mail slot, okej.
The appalling stupidity of certain criminals defies the imagination.
I hope you can take the greatest possible advantage of your observation.
O, key. Okej, czyli klucz wisi gdzieś nad tym slotem, tak? Czymś możemy to sięgnąć?
Like lucky house burglars, we must be thankful for fools who conceal their keys in imprudent locations.
No i bardzo dobrze. O Jezu! Zginęła pod kołami? O wow! O wow! O wow! O wow! Ojej!
My God, that was awful. How's the boy? Can he travel?
Calm yourself, Holmes. He'll be fine. What happened?
It was Red Millie, Watson.
Watson spadł,
Struck
wszystkie
dead
ślady,
by a
nie było
beer
nas
wagon.
tutaj.
I haven't heard her name for years. This outrage doesn't seem her style. Who are her cohorts?
Well asked. She would never act alone.
They wouldn't be the first malefactors to be shot of their crime on learning that you were in pursuit.
If you're right, I've been careless. But she can't tell us herself. Her body might. Or this house.
What does it matter? We have the boy.
Unfortunately, his rescue does not complete our task. We're swimming in very deep waters, and the shore is nowhere in sight. What is Virgil's condition, Doctor?
I suspect he's been drugged. If so, he'll be sick shortly. I recommend we remove him from here.
Agreed. Go by the alley. The police will be along soon. The accident has drawn attention like manure draws flies. No need to complicate this any further. Take our cab, leave Virgil with Jonas, and discreetly inform his father that the boy is safe. Best return Toby so Sherman doesn't have a conniption.
And what will you do?
I hope there is more to learn here. In a long chain of evidence, this link is now damaged. It will break and become useless if I don't move quickly. Take good care of the boy, Watson.
Okej, to pewno jest kierowca. Drover. To ładne słówko, nie znałem go. To jest to drive over, tak? The presumptive kidnapper was Millie Redding, a prostitute, pickpocketer and protege of the late villain G.B.H. Blounden. Okej, czyli to nie była jego matka, tylko prostytutka, która go porwała albo pilnowała. To tam już myślałem, że zabiliśmy jego matkę, bo się wystraszyła, a to była po prostu... To zła kobieta była, więc... O, ring. Więc jakby mniej żal, nie? Tak, matka już nie żyje, no. Racja. Dobra, to ten pierścień zabraliśmy? Nie, bierzmy go. Okej, po pierwsze nie powinna mieć tak drogiego pierścienia, a po drugie czemu jest owinięty kilkoma warstwami taśmy klejącej czarnej. Co to za pomysł? Chyba, że był za mały dla niej, przecięła i powiększyła go i zakleiła taśmą? Bo nie było jej stać na powiększenie? Dziwne.
You bear no blame in this disaster, sir. The accident was unavoidable.
I know it in me head, Guff. But me
Guff.
heart ain't got the message. I never seen her till she was under the horses. I'll be all right, but not soon. And I suppose the coppers will be coming round.
Pewno tak. Dobra, to wróćmy do tego mieszkania. Co tu jest? No ale ty mi powiedz, co to jest. Mail from London area today. The penny stamp, but I remember just to dispose of the package and return as soon as bring the bubble. Don't wear it. Okay. Handkerchief. Okay. A, ukrywa zapach tego ether. To ten... No, to ten do... Jak się powącha, to się mdleje. Ether, okej. Amelinium, tak, taste. Nie miałeś to miałeś to wypić. Tak, bottle. Okej, no dobra, mamy to. Chloroform, tak. Biscuits. Sample. No, coś tu jeszcze jest? Fireplace. Dokąd te drzwi prowadzą? Okej. Czyli to wszystko? No dobra. To Watson miał się zaopiekować tym małym, ale nie wiem, gdzie on w końcu polasł. To może będzie na Baker Street, co? She dead. Przepraszam, jak się stąd idzie.
Did you send word to the MP, Watson?
Discreetly sent and gratefully acknowledged, Holmes.
What have you told the boy?
I promised him tea, and I said we would see him home.
And so we will, but not now. For the moment, he'll have to fit in here.
Może towarzystwo Wigginsa mu załatwimy.
Wiggins, I need your assistance. Are you free?
I got things that needs attention. Is this a paying proposition?
Yes. Virgil, meet Wiggins. Wiggins, this is Virgil. I'd like you to keep an eye on him. Take him with you on your rounds.
Bit green, ain't he? Won't last an hour on the street. Clothes will get stale. Or worse.
Perhaps I should take the boy home, or at least upstairs.
No, Doctor, his home may be watched, and our rooms are unsuitable for an unsupervised lad. Wiggins, take Virgil to Stitch Rumsey's on German Street. Tell him what Virgil needs by way of suitable clothing. I'll settle with him later.
Right, Gav. If you've got the tin, I've got the time. Let's go, boy.
Let's go, boy. Dobra, ukryję tego chłopca pośród common folk. Do czasu rozwiązania. Testowe, lowe. Różowa Pantera jest na liście. Próbowałem ją odpalić. Mam, ale nie bardzo chcę działać, wiesz? Dobra, Watson, chodźmy, pogadajmy. O?
Come in, Mrs. Hudson. Preparations are complete for your reception at apartments at Kensington. You're expected dispose of this note, F.C.
A bit melodramatic, but I'm sure you may accommodate him. I understand his reluctance to make this an official matter.
Reluctance would be an understatement, I think.
Nie wiem od kogo to notka.
Do you concur with my decision not to tell Lestrade about Pratt?
Yes. The explanation would certainly compromise the confidentiality of our investigation, and Scotland Yard's involvement would further complicate an already baffling case.
Tokyo Vice będzie miało drugi sezon. O, nie wiedziałem. To fajnie.
I wonder if friend Farthington knows the disparaged solicitor Bledsoe.
Because they've both been called to the bar? I would think it highly improbable. Farthington never had much of a practice.
Lawton said Bledsoe kept chambers at Gray's Inn. Farthington lives there. He's just the gentle sort to befriend an outcast.
Coś jeszcze, Watsonie? Nie, to sprawdźmy jeszcze. Moglibyśmy przeanalizować w sumie, co jest z tym. Myślę, że tutaj jest chloroform, ale też moglibyśmy zobaczyć, co się z tym, tak, co się z tym pierścieniem dzieje. No effect. No jak to no effect? Chemicals in lab table. Analyze lab table. Yes.
I'll clean the surface with a pinch of jeweler's rouge.
You'll have to make it first.
Okej, dobra. Jeweler's rouge. To jest jakiś środek. No dobra, to nie. To tak. Czy to wystarczy? Podpalamy to? Nie. Może wystarczy tylko zanurzyć. Tak, rozpuścił się ten brud. Ok. Magnifying glass.
The jeweler's mark should be legible. There it is. I recognize it. Burlington Jewelers in the Arcade. Smarmy sort of place.
Perhaps we should make ourselves unwelcome there.
I don't see why not.
Okej, czyli mamy na pewno jedną lokalizację tego jubilera, który sprzedał ten pierścień. Pierścionek. Ale może coś jeszcze się pojawiło na mapie.
It's time we made a move, Watson.
Carry on, Holmes. I'll follow your lead.
Muzyka się o wiele poważniejsza zrobiła, jakby się coś... Wiggins, miałeś pilnować tego dzieciaka, gdzie go masz? Dobra, co my tu mamy? Coś się pojawiło. Jest Jewelry Shop, tak, ale jest też Suit at Kensington Palace. Nie wiem, co to jest. Mało tutaj się dzieje. Tutaj jeszcze wciąż nie byliśmy. Ale podoba mi się ten niemiecki kaiserowski hełm.
Make yourselves comfortable, gentlemen. I will be with you momentarily.
Sword. Pruski miecz. A, bo tam był jakiś pruski dyplomata? Tak, bo to jest chyba pruska flaga. French windows. Pruskie miecze, francuskie okna. German Empire, okej. Bookcase. Czy jeden z tych przypadków, że trzeba wyjść, żeby ktoś po nas przyszedł? O! Hełm. No nic, po co musimy się sami zająć rozmową chyba.
Old Fritz has a place of honor here. It appears to be an honest likeness.
What was Frederick to Wilhelm II?
Great uncle to his grandfather. By all accounts, the most illustrious commander of his age, notwithstanding the fact that expediency was his first and only political principle.
I've read he was cold, snuff-stained, secretive and excessively cerebral. Not precisely the role model one might wish for the new emperor.
The image does not inspire confidence among foreigners. Nevertheless, he was a masterful combination of remarkable characteristics. He was not gratuitously dubbed the Great. Friend and foe found him so.
O! O! Przyszedł. Ale może Watson ma jeszcze do powiedzenia coś.
The Kaiser has a diverse collection of reading materials.
You expected von Clausewitz, the Brothers Grimm and Grillparzer?
No, but the range of titles is impressive.
You surprise me, Holmes. Anyone can have a library. The question is, does he read?
Zgadzam się.
What's the point of the spike? Have I missed something about the design of this helmet?
I doubt it. Even the Prussian military is entitled to an occasional flight of fancy.
What folly? I must say I'm shocked. What a beautiful weapon. My single stick would be no match for it.
Interesting, but not material, unless you were planning on asking the Kaiser for a duel.
Such an instrument might have other uses.
Ja mam kilka zafoliowanych, ale nie książek, a podręczników. Ale albo dlatego, że jeszcze do nich nie doszedłem w czytaniu, albo mam je w wersji elektronicznej i tak mi się łatwiej je przegląda. Mam kilka do Cthulhu podręczników, które są nieotworzone. Mam komiksy wszystkie, zrywam folię, jak trafiają na półkę, poza kilkoma wydaniami Batmana, które mam kupione tylko dlatego, że są specjalnymi wydaniami tych... W sensie nie czytam, bo znam te historie, ale są po prostu w większym formacie i w czerni i bieli, więc te zostały zafoliowane.
Thank you for receiving us, sir, in your apartments.
Our pleasure, Mr. Holmes, accompanied by your Boswell too. One has read of your ingenious exploits, of course. The Empress Frederick will be quite envious.
Very kind of you to say so.
These were Prince Albert's rooms. The Kaiser is sensible of the honor his cousins bestow.
Nie wiem tego toperzasty. W sensie wiem na przykład, że, bo tak mówię o wydaniu Batmana Black and White i wiem, że w pierwszym princie ludzie zgłaszali, że są strony, że się tusz odbijał z jednej strony, na drugiej stronie. Ale Egmont odpisał, że tak ma być i spadajcie na drzewo. Więc nie otworzyłem i nie wiem, czy moja ma też ten problem, a z drugiej strony nawet jak ma, to lepszych nie ma.
I perceive the resemblance between you and Frederick the Great.
A few fine traits run strong in our family. Regrettably, not all. The sweep of his genius was enormous. Soldier, musician, politician. He loved England, you know.
And the affection was reciprocated. Who is your Voltaire, sir?
Such men are not common, Mr. Holmes. But the Kaiser has determined he will be found.
Given your title, I would have thought a memento of the first Caesar to be appropriate for your rooms.
Never! The title is a linguistic accident endured also by my Russian cousin. Julius was an ambitious demagogue and profligate. His reign was not divinely ordained, and he betrayed his birthright, which must always be wrong.
Your view of history is illuminating, sir.
Sir.
My mission is difficult, Your Highness. May I speak frankly?
You may. Mr. Carter recommends you, and the Kaiser opines that you are a man of goodwill.
I believe an agent of the Imperial Chancellor is engaged in a scheme detrimental to British interests and to your own intentions, as I understand them.
One is not surprised. Von Bismarck and I are at odds. He is a desperate man. Who is the agent?
I'd like you to confirm his identity.
Ten, który był nad Tamizą, tam gdzie pełniono to przestępstwo, to był ten agent, ten pruski czy też niemiecki agent, którego podobiznę przygotował nam ten malarz, nie?
The late prince engaged in many philanthropic activities.
I believe he was generous with his time.
And he understood the power of a photograph.
Photographs exert a valuable educational influence on the public.
They're better than advertisements, Your Highness. People think them incontestable proof of an event or state of being. Despite the fact that they're rarely spontaneous, they are, for some, the true historical record.
The Kaiser enjoys being photographed.
Okej, to teraz zobaczmy, gdzie mamy handkerchief, envelope. Gdzie jest ten... O.
Please look at this and tell me if he strongly reminds you of someone. I believe you have recognized the likeness, Your Majesty. Who is it?
Bismarck's cur, Colonel Mullendorf. If he's in England, it's an unofficial visit. I left him in Berlin without a beard, incidentally. What is he involved in?
I believe he has received or will receive Ministry of Defense secrets, which were stolen by a British clerk.
Espionage would suit Bismarck's current style. Mullendorf, der Wachthund as he's known, is the Chancellor's instrument. He doubtless intends to turn over the stolen material to my military and compromise them. Can his plans be frustrated?
If he and the document are still in England, yes. The affair need never reach the public's notice here or in Germany. To that end, I have kept Scotland Yard out of my inquiry. I should say that Her Majesty's government believes you blameless in this matter. What do you know of Merlendorf's habits, Your Highness?
Almost nothing. He's a great bore, and my father distrusted him. We have no common connection save Graf von Zeppelin. I do recall that he's a trencherman, enormous appetite, and he adores Wagner, a fool for the ring. Decent voice, I believe.
Why would he act contrary to your interests? His behavior is treasonous.
He reveres Bismarck as the true embodiment of the state.
But he owes allegiance to his emperor, surely. What of duty and loyalty?
Attributes of national character may turn to vices in some men, Mr. Holmes. British imperturbability may become callousness. The French concern for appearance may devolve into vanity. Obedience is a Prussian virtue. But slavish compliance to false authority is its vice.
Thank you, Your Highness.
He does not lack for courage, Mr. Holmes. Do not underestimate him. If you confront him, he will not slink away.
Okej, coś jeszcze?
We must take our leave, Your Highness. Any parting advice?
I counsel great caution. While serving as a provincial official, Merlendorf was several times charged with reckless and violent behavior. But he was not once convicted. Witnesses for the prosecution always seem to disappear before trial. Keinen Zeugen, keinen Probe. No witnesses, no proof. He is a dangerous and unpredictable adversary. Take no chances.
Thank you for your
To
concern.
już wiedzieliśmy, że
And I
mamy
can
do czynienia
offer a
z...
morsel which may
bezpiecznym
confer
człowiekiem.
an advantage if you confront him. Mention Baron Buchholz Swoboda. It was he who laid open Mullendorf's face in an unlawful duel. Not 5 men know both participants. Mullendorf knows that I am one of them. He will be mortified, if not chastened, to learn that you come from me. Buchholz Swoboda's name will serve you better than my imperial seal.
I'll remember the name, Your Highness. Thank you.
Jakby dźwięk jak obcasami stuka. A już nawet nie można go zagadać. No dobra. Dobra, skoczmy do domu zobaczyć, jak się miewa ten dzieciak. Czy wszystko jest... O, jest. To fajnie, że on nie zniknął i jest tutaj i faktycznie przebrali go w te ciuchy.
You'll be fine here, won't you, lad? Dr. Watson explained everything.
There's not much to do, and it smells quite awful. I'd like my train set, please, and...
Not possible, Virgil, I'm sorry. I'm sure you and Wiggins can amuse yourselves pitching pennies and so on. Later Mrs. Hudson will give you tea, all right?
It's not like I have a choice, is it?
No. Także morda w kubeł. Dobra. Save. Potem możemy do tego jubilera. Chyba, że coś nowego się pojawiło. Zobaczmy. O, jak blisko. Burlington Jewelry. Pod arkadami gdzieś miało być. Okay. Pięknie tutaj. Knickknacks. Strong room. Okej, czyli to jakiś podobny pierścień do tego, który miała przy sobie ta kobieta. Clerk, Clerk.
Handsome shop, sir. Is it yours?
George O'Keefe at your service, gentlemen. I have the privilege of managing the enterprise for Mr. Tompkins, our principal.
I'm looking for something special. Might we browse?
Certainly. Our original creations are designed for London's most discriminating clientele.
Where do your crystalline gems come from?
The venerable Antwerp firm supplies our diamonds, rubies, and Ceylonese sapphires.
You know the provenance of every stone?
Absolutely. The Messrs. de Brise are signatories of the IDB Act.
Okay.
What are the most economical buys in the shop?
Economy is a state of mind, sir. Don't think of the price. Think of the investment. Think of the pleasure derived from your purchase.
It would be difficult not to think of my empty pocketbook.
Pato.
I believe this is one of your rings. To whom did you sell it?
It is one of our recent masterpieces, charmingly dubbed the nest egg. How did you come by it?
Let's say I found it.
Then I will generously assume that the customer lost it. If you give it to me, I'll return it.
There might be a reward.
There might be a lengthy prison sentence. Shall I call my beadle?
If you believe you can wake him, I assure you I'll return it to its rightful owner. Might I see the platinum ring with the Cobblesham cut stone? This ring spoils your claim of dealing in unique designs.
To the untrained eye, many gems have points of similarity. I could show you dozens from the strong room that share common features, but stones are cut differently.
Right. Unique design is a fiddle. Granted you don't sell the same ring twice. By this criterion, each design is unique. It's a sham.
That is a slanderous allegation, sir. If you wish to avoid litigation, I recommend that you not share it.
Never mind. I'm not interested in your advertising claims. I'm interested in your jewelry. I presume these rings are merely representative of your collection. Might I see more?
Are you truly interested? Or are you merely passing the time?
More interested than you could possibly imagine.
Very well. I'll retrieve some of our more attractive items from the strong room.
O. Teraz przejrzymy rejestr zakupowy.
His return is imminent, Holmes. Might you not ensure his absence?
If you cannot restrain your unwholesome curiosity, I'll have to ask you to leave.
Czy myśmy po prostu nie zdążyli?
Are your sales records confidential?
As secret as the Masonic rite, sir. I would protect my client's privacy with my very life.
I would not use the information for any nefarious purpose.
So you say, but you might subsequently be tempted to exploit the knowledge. My gentlemen customers rely on my discretion.
And they pay you for this service? Blackmail, is it?
You shock me, sir. Silence is a commodity like any other. And as with the pig iron and pianos, you only get what you pay for.
I never pay for information.
We might call it an honorarium.
I call it a bribe. I won't pay it.
Suit yourself.
Those are lovely. Might I see matching bracelets?
You're moving considerably upmarket now. We do have some exquisite pieces in the strong room. Of course, we're not giving them away.
Price is no object.
Okay.
His return is imminent, Holmes. Might you not ensure his absence?
Dobra, tylko czy ja się czegoś dowiedziałem, bo on mi nic nie mówi, czy ja coś wiem nowego.
Do you remark the customers who frequent this establishment?
Huh? What? I once saw Wellington box the ears of George IV when he was Prince Regent. Lovely sight it was, the old Iron Duke. There was a man.
I note that the cockles of your heart are not warmed by the shop.
It's really quite revolting what some people will do with their money.
Will you busy yourself in some other part of the shop, Watson?
Of course. Might I know why?
I would like to divide Mr. O'Keefe's attention. Perhaps you might evaluate the beetle's vital signs.
I'll presume you know what you are about. I don't have a clue.
Would you report on your mission, please?
Subject is not altogether compos mentis, myopic in extremis, and situated well outside, oblivious with respect to auditory capacity.
Excellent.
Okej. Teraz coś mi przyszło do głowy, może...
Are you familiar with the American slang expression, to put on ice?
It has to do with diamonds, doesn't it? Like gilding a lily, most unattractive.
Wrong cliché, Doctor. It is a metaphor for incarceration, to render something or someone ineffective.
I take your point, Holmes, and wish you well.
Może za mało czasu na przeczytanie. Może po prostu...
Is there a brooch that complements this set?
I might be able to find something in the strong room that suits.
On tam idzie, a my w tym czasie... Zamkniemy go tam.
You are a knave, sir.
And you'd be in a position to know. Occupy the sentinel, will you, Watson? I have suspicions to confirm.
Confirm to your heart's content. This old soldier is going nowhere.
Ah, the nest egg. Here it is, Watson. Curiouser and curiouser.
I'm feeling a bit like the Mad Hatter, Holmes. What do you mean?
The ring's intended recipient and the person who paid for it are one and the same. It seems Lady Cordelia had to supply the funds for her own engagement ring.
Very interesting.
I'm sure Lord Lawton didn't find it, sir.
Okej. No tośmy się dowiedzieli. Wow. No dobra, to chodźmy stąd. Dobra, za będą dwie godzinki, to chodźmy się na Baker Street zameldować. Co wy na to? Gdzie to było? U was wszystko ok, chłopaki?
Are you settling in, Virgil? Mrs. Hudson give you a nice cup of tea.
The tea was too hot. I burned my tongue. But the biscuits were very nice. Had chocolate on them. I like chocolate.
No i dobrze. Albo z kiosku. Dobra, to chodźmy do... Tutaj sobie zrobimy save'a. Pogadamy jeszcze z Watsonem. Zobaczymy, czy on coś nowego ma do powiedzenia. Nie, jesteśmy na bieżąco. No i bardzo dobrze. To jest dobry moment, żeby sobie zrobić save'a tutaj. No i super. W przyszłym tygodniu może się tak wydarzyć, że nie będzie streamu. W związku z czym wrócimy do Sherlocka 10 grudnia. No i w tym tempie wszystko wskazuje na to, że grudzień nam również upłynie pod znakiem Sherlocka Holmesa. Bo potem 17, czyli pewno skończylibyśmy 17, czyli ostatnia niedziela przed Wigilią. Zobaczymy 24, pewno sobie odpuścimy, no bo i pewno wy będziecie zajęci. 31 to z kolei Sylwester, więc w zasadzie zostały nam 2 spotkania z przygodówkami do końca roku. A propos, mam nadzieję, że przesłuchaliście już wczorajszy odcinek. Jeżeli trzymacie go sobie na jutrzejszy dzień roboczy, rozumiem, tylko nie zapomnijcie go przesłuchać. Zostawcie również komentarz i lajka i subskrypcję i smasznijcie ten bell button na YouTubie, to dla nas bardzo ważne. Oczywiście jutro późnym popołudniem pojawi się rozpiska streamów na przyszły tydzień. Wiedzcie również, że dogadaliśmy w sobotę ostatnie szczegóły FGA. W poniedziałek, to jest jutro, testujemy sobie wewnętrznie formularz. Więc jak usłyszymy się w przyszłym tygodniu, to już w piątek będziecie mogli sami wystartować z głosowaniem. A ja bardzo Wam dziękuję za dzisiejszą obecność. No i widzimy się na streamach w przyszłym tygodniu. Trzymajcie się ciepło. Na razie i pa.